Greetings, everyone. This is Brock from Spot Connection with the latest installment of Building the Team. So, with the holidays approaching, we are having yet another Christmas-themed game. This time will be a giving of gifts. 300-point teams, but we'll each player will have an additional 90 to 110-point figure on the side that they offer their opponent as a gift. Now, I'm actually not going to reveal who my gift figure is because, well, it's a surprise. I don't want to ruin the surprise. So, the 300-point teams then. First off, we got ourselves a Spider-Man family team. Coming in at a whole 30 points is Spiderling. She's got the Battle World Regency, Shield, Spider-Man family keywords, as well as the Spider-Man Allied team ability, and improved movement ignores elevated terrain and hindering terrain. She also has a trait, Take Down the Giant Robot. Whenever a friendly character within range is damaged by a character that's using Colossal Retaliation, after resolutions, the attacker is dealt 1 penetrating damage. Okay. Her range is 4, however, so yeah. Looking at the dial, got a couple clicks of charge, followed by a click of sidestep, a few clicks of precision strike, a few clicks of super senses, and on damage we got a few clicks of special power, precognitive spider sense. Once each turn, you may re-roll a super senses roll of a friendly character within range with the Spider-Man family keyword. Okay, alright. So it also need not be hers that you're re-rolling. Moving on, we've got Spider-Man from Earth X. Spider-Man here comes in at 50 points. He has the Earth X, Spider-Man family, police, and reporter keywords, as well as improved movement, ignores elevated terrain and hindering terrain. Looking at the dial, we get a couple clicks of charge, followed by a couple clicks of plasticity, followed by a couple clicks of flurry. On attack, we've got a couple clicks of super strength, followed by a couple clicks of quake. On defense, we have a few clicks of super senses, followed by a few clicks of combat reflexes. On damage, we open up with a couple clicks of Perplex, followed by a few clicks of Empower. Next up, we've got Black Cat. Oh, one other thing about the Earth X Spider-Man I neglected to mention, he does have the PD keyword, or PD team ability. So that does actually make him somewhat invaluable, as he can share that with the rest, well, Spiderling and the other Spider-Man in the set, in the game, or on the team. So Black Cat comes in at 65 points. She's got the Defenders, Heroes for Hire, Marvel Diva, and Spider-Man family keywords, as well as improved movement ignores, wait for it, elevated terrain and hindering terrain. Look at the dial, we open up with some Stealth, which gives way to Flurry. Then on attack, we've got Blaze Claw's Fangs. On defense, we open up with some we've got combat reflexes, and that's all we've got. On damage, we open up with probability control, which then gives way to Outwit. And finally, we have Spider-Man. So yeah, I really, really love this sculpt. Spider-Man here comes in at 145 points. He's got the Spider-Man Allied team ability, as well as the Avengers, Pro Registration, Spider-Man family, Stark Industries, Armor, Reporter, and Scientist keywords. We got 2 traits. First off is 3 Waldos. At the beginning of your turn, you may choose one. Flurry and Giant Reach 2, or Combat Reflexes and Stealth, or Improved Targeting, may attack out of adjacency, may make range attacks out of adjacency, including against characters he's adjacent to, and 3 targets. Spider-Man can use the chosen effects until you choose again. Next up is Iron Spider Senses. Super senses, and it's protected from outwit. That will be That is very useful, as I have found out the hard way by facing this figure and saying, I'll outwit your super says, oh, I can't, never mind, crap. Anyway, looking at the dial itself, we open up with a few clicks of the special power. What's he going to do? Fly? Leap, climb. When Spider-Man uses it after resolutions, he may be given a close attack at no cost. Or close action. Then this gives me a charge, followed by Earthbound Neutralized. On attack, we open up with a couple clicks of Precision Strike, which give way to a few clicks of Super Strength, which then give way to a few clicks of Incapacitate. On defense, we open up, well, first off, he's indomitable. Built-in willpower is always a plus. Except for those last two clicks where he's not. But we open up with a couple clicks of Invulnerability, followed by a few clicks of Toughness, followed by a couple clicks of Inertial Deflection. On damage, we open up with a couple clicks of Shape Change, followed by a few clicks of Perplex, followed by a couple clicks of Outwit. And that is our Spider-Man team. Next up, we've got ourselves a Jean Grey School for Higher Learning theme team. So we'll start things off with Gambit. Gambit here comes in at 80 points. He has the X-Men team ability as well as the Jean Grey School for Higher Learning, Marauders, X-Men, and Spy keywords. And he has improved movement, ignores hindering terrain. He's got a trait, Thieves Guild Training, which is giving him sidestep and stealth. Looking at the dial, we open up with we go back and forth for a few clicks on Running Shot and Charge, and then shore up the end of the dial with a couple clicks of Force Blast. On attack, we open up with a special power. Let me show you a little trick. Energy Explosion, Force Blast, Quake, Giant Reach 2. That's something. On damage, we open up with a couple much like with Running Shot and Charge on attack. We open up with, or we alternate between Energy Deflection and Combat Reflexes on defense for a few clicks, and then that gives way to a couple clicks at the end of Toughness. On damage, we open up with a few clicks of Perplex, and then for the last two clicks, we have a couple clicks of Close Combat Expert. Not too shabby. Next up, we've got Rachel Summers. Okay. Alright. Rachel comes in at an even 100 points. Has the Excalibur, Jean Grey School for Higher Learning, Phoenix Force, Starjammers, X-Men, and Future keywords. She also has a trait, Unleash the Power of the Phoenix. Telekinesis. Telekinesis is free. Looking at the dial, we open up with a click of Hypersonic Speed, which then gives way to a few clicks of Running Shot, back to Hypersonic, then back to Running Shot, and then at the end, a couple clicks of Sidestep. On defense, we open up with a click of the special power Telekinetic Shield, which grants her Energy Shield Deflection, Toughness, and Willpower. That gives way to a couple clicks of just regular Energy Shield Deflection, and then back to Telekinetic Shield, and then back to a few more clicks of Energy Shield Deflection. Finally, we've got Wolverine. Wolverine here comes in at 120 points. He's got the X-Men team ability as well as the Avengers, Jean Grey School for Higher Learning, Weapon X, X-Force, X-Men keywords, Improved Movement, Ignores Hindering Terrain, and the trait Healing Factor, giving him toughness, and as a free action, he can be healed one click. Looking at the dial, we open up with a click of Charge, followed by a click of Flurry, followed by a click of Sidestep, back to Charge, back to then Flurry, and then a few more clicks of Sidestep. On attack, we open up with a click of Precision Strike, which then gives way to Blades. Nothing on the third click, then Precision Strike, Blades, nothing on the next click after that, and then two more Blades. On defense, he's indomitable. He opens up with super senses, which gives way to combat reflexes, which then gives way to the special defense power. Weapon X reject is a stop click, so when it shows up, you stop turning the dial. Combat reflexes, super senses. Then we're back to super senses, regular super senses, combat reflexes, Weapon X reject, a couple more clicks of combat reflexes. On damage, we start off blank, but that would eventually give way to exploit. Then a few clicks later, we get another click of exploit. And finally, on the last couple clicks, we get a couple clicks of Battle Fury. I've honestly been kind of waiting for the opportunity to run a Jean Grey school team. The problem being, however, I did not pull as many of the Jean Grey school figures that I wished I could have out of Regenesis. So hopefully I'll be able to pick them up sooner rather than later. Finally, we have ourselves a Wakanda team. We'll start off with Wakandan Scientist. Wakandan Scientist comes in at 15 points and has the Wakanda and Scientist keywords. Looking at her dial, she's got a click of Sidestep followed by a couple clicks of Stealth. Then on damage, we've got a couple clicks of the special power. We will start work right away, my king. Empower, but also affects other friendly characters with the Wakanda keyword within 3 squares. Okay. Not too shabby. Next up, we've got Kevin Cole version of Black Panther. This Black Panther here comes in at 45 points. It has the PD team ability as well as the Wakanda and police keywords. And he has improved movement, ignores elevated terrain and hindering terrain. He has a 5-point trait, but we're not using the 5-point trait, so I'm not going to go into what it does. Looking at the dial, we got a click of Stealth, followed by a few clicks of Leap Climb. On defense, we open up with a click of Willpower, which then gives way to a few clicks of Super Senses. On damage, we open up with a couple clicks of Perplex, followed by a couple clicks of Ranged Combat Expert. Next up, we've got Anika. Anika here comes in at 50 points. Has the Wakanda and Warrior keywords, as well as the trait Wakanda Forever. When Anika is KO'd, immediately after active resolutions, heal a friendly character with 1 click. If that friendly character has the Wakanda keyword, also modify their attack and damage +1 until the end of your next turn. Okay. Alright. Looking at our dial, we open up with a couple clicks of Sidestep, followed by a couple clicks of Charge. On attack, we start off with nothing, but that gives way to a couple clicks of Blades, Claws, Fangs. On defense, we open up with a couple clicks of the special power Stolen Prototype Midnight Angel Armor, which gives her Defend and Toughness. And that gives way to a couple clicks of Invulnerability. Then on damage, we open up with a couple clicks of Close Combat Expert. Okay, not too shabby in the slightest. Wait. Yeah. Next up, we've got Black Panther from Earth X. So, Black Panther comes in at 90 points, has the Earth X, Wakanda, Animal, and Ruler keywords, as well as improved movement, ignores elevated terrain and hindering terrain. He also has the trait Panther in title and form, granting him Blades, Claws, Fangs, and Stealth. Looking at his dial, we open up with a few clicks of Charge, followed by a few clicks of Sidestep. On attack, we've got a few clicks of Precision Strike. On defense, we open up with a special power Discipline, Dedication, and Blessed of Bast. Which gives Black Panther combat reflexes, super senses, and willpower. That then gives way to regular combat reflexes, followed by regular super senses. On damage, we open up with a special power. The mantle of the Panther is that of a king. Leadership, Outwit. When Black Panther uses leadership and the result is a 6, you may instead remove all action tokens from the chosen character and modify his attack +1 this turn. Nice. That then gives way to a few clicks of Perplex. Not too shabby. And bringing up the rear, we've got the Black Panther T'Challa. So Black Panther here comes in at 95 points. He's got the team player team ability, which makes him a wild card, so you can copy Kevin Cole, Black Panther's PD team ability. He also got Avengers, Illuminati, Wakanda, Ruler, and Warrior keywords, as well as improved movement towards elevated terrain and hindered terrain. And we do have a 5-point trait, Bearer of the Gauntlet. Black Panther starts the game with any one Black Panther and the Illuminati Infinity Gem equipped. You paid 15 points. He may instead start with any one Infinity Gauntlet equipped from Black Panther and the Illuminati. So, and we are actually using that, so the gem he's equipped with is none other than the Power Gem. So the Power Gem is indestructible. It can be equipped on anyone, and it's unequip it, you drop it. But yeah, that's not an actual term, in-game term, so yeah. The effects: modified damage by 1. Close combat expert, range combat expert. When this character hits, if the attack roll was 10 or higher, after resolutions, deal a hit target 1 penetrating damage. Okay. Not too shabby. Then Black Panther has the Wakanda Forever trait. It's the same as Anika's. When he's KO'd, immediately after resolutions, heal a friendly character with 1 click. If they have the Wakanda keyword, also modify their attack and damage by +1 until the end of your next turn. Looking at the dial itself, we open up with a couple clicks of charge, followed by a couple clicks of sidestep, followed by a couple clicks of flurry. On attack, we open up with the special power Absorbed Kinetic Energy. Quake. Quake is a free action, but only if Black Panther was hit since your last turn. This thing gives way to a couple clicks of Blades, Claws, Fangs. Then on defense, he's indomitable. But he opens up with a click of Invincible, followed by a few clicks of Toughness, followed by a couple clicks at the end of Super Senses. On damage, we open up with a couple clicks of Perplex, followed by a couple clicks of Outwit, and pulling up the rear with a couple clicks of Exploit Weakness. And that's it for this week's Building the Team. As always, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Links to my Facebook, Twitter, Patreon, and PayPal can be found in the description box down below. This is Rock and Roll Spock signing off, saying, live long and rock hard.